Why don't we take a look at the latest odds to win the Champions League? There's the Barcelona and PSG still tied as far as the bookmakers are concerned as co-favorites, then Arsenal, then Liverpool, and then in fifth spot we get to Bayern Munich, who of course had a big win against Borussia Dortmund, 2-1. Mario, I know you were watching that game and you were very impressed with Bayern. Should they be a little higher as far as Champions League favorites?
Yes and no. Why? Because, I didn't think Dortmund was very clever also, the way they played against them, so that also helps. I don't want to give them too much credit. I think they kind of were the position where they are now. I would leave it there. It's for COVID. What he did and what Company did well, Kane dropped in the middle, Kimmich drops in the middle, splits the two defenders, so he gets the extra man at the back. Kane drops in the middle of the park. Okay, when Jackson came off, he became kind of, because before he was kind of midfielder, but when Jackson came off, he did it again. And the way he assists Diaz, we didn't see that. The way, before Olise scores that goal, the assist to Diaz, he strikes him up with 40 yards and puts him right on the plate for him. But what I don't understand, if you know that your striker is not that quick that you play against, you know he's going to drop in the middle of the park. So you now need to compete with that. And then when you know that Kimmich is going to drop off, then put someone on Kimmich and leave a center defender to do the dribbling in the field. And then you allow a 1v1 against Kimmich because he doesn't want to have that. Okay, regardless if he, you understand, was a right back in the day. But still, you don't want that. He's a midfielder now. So things like that in the game for me was very surprising to see that. I felt Company outplayed him, you understand, not only football-wise, but also with the tactical way.
Let me just quick question. Mm-hmm. The question was about Bayern Munich and whether they're able to win Champions League, not whether Borussia Dortmund were clever or smart. I really think that Mario had some money on Borussia Dortmund, and he's upset with Nicol.
I was angry, I wanted them to do something. Come on, give me a good derby. I wanted to see the German classical derby. You're right, Ali. You're right.
There we go. He's projecting.
There was some anger, some issues there.
Bundesliga, Ale, where should we consider Bayern Munich among the Champions League favorites from what we've seen so far?
They are among the best teams in Europe. And if you don't like what you're seeing now from Bayern Munich, whatever those reasons may be, because they have been dominant, perfect, actually, like literally perfect. Think about this. Jamal Musiala is coming back sometime turn of the year. So I think we can agree that makes them better. And you don't have to have the conversation as to whether Harry Kane drops into the midfield or not and you play Jackson. No. Jamal Musiala drops into that space. Harry Kane plays up higher, and he can choose then to play underneath if he so desires, and then Musiala takes a more advanced role. You don't have to have that conversation. So they're actually going to get stronger and become better than what they are now, at least on paper. The key for me, and this is something that Mario mentioned there, it's Luis Diaz and Nicol. If they continue to play at the level that they are right now, especially Nicol, then that gives this team a credible threat in the attack beyond Harry Kane, and they're not nearly as dependent on Harry Kane as, say, for example, Manchester City are on Erling Haaland. My question with Bayern Munich, and it will be the question over the course of the season, is defensively, in wide areas, do they have enough? And I don't think they've been able to answer those questions in terms of player personnel. And so it's going to have to be Konrad Laimer, who has done a really good job in that position. Well, he's going to have to be the answer. In the left-back position, maybe Alphonso Davies comes back. But even if he doesn't, then you're sort of like, okay, who is going to be that player that gives you certainty down that side? I know in a conversation about Champions League favorites, we shouldn't focus on a left-back. But when you get to the latter stages of Champions League, think about this. If they're playing against a team like Barcelona, and who is the left back for Bayern Munich facing up against, say, Lamine Yamal? There is importance to the position, and there's importance to actually have answers in every position. Right now, Bayern Munich doesn't have answers in all of the positions, though they're one of the favorites.